1, 2. All right. Good morning, everyone. We're online, I think. Good morning, bonjour. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good afternoon, Tom. And the rest of the world. 早安, cowboy. All right. Chào các bác các anh chị. I saw a few questions. Who is this? Shoba date. Why we reduce the length of the exercise? Well, this is a challenge because a few people actually was asking me if I don't have time at home or simply in life, I just don't have time working, doing all kind of things and taking care of children. Can I do less, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or 20 minutes? So sure you can, and basically you can do any type of exercise to make yourself be better. But so Monday I was introducing to everyone about how do we do it in a way that is very harmonious and that we're still working on inside our internal energy in a way that is balanced between the yin and the yang. So we have this slide here. This is from our book. So you see heaven and earth. This is the original state of Taichi. Not this, but the heaven and earth. There was another diagram I showed last on let me see if I can find it for you. Let's see. There you go. Here. The Taichi, you see. So heaven and earth. You see both heaven and earth. And that's the original state of harmony, of the flow. So between heaven and earth, the energy should be flowing all the time. And you see the sign of the Taichi, you have the black and the white. But within the black, you have the white inside, and the white you have the black is the balance. In the world of where we live, everything is about yin and yang. It's about the two polarities. We have men and women. We have very hot heat, and we have winter, very cold. We have black and white. We have the day and night. All of that. It's just a concept of yin and yang, the positive and negative. It doesn't mean it's good or bad. It's just the two polarities, the two forces, and so in this world, in the universe, the flow of energy, the original flow is that it has to have a perfect balance between heaven and earth. That's what we call that. But what happens is, as we grow, or sometimes there's too much positive force, yang force, or sometimes there's too much of the negative force, and then it creates some kind of imbalance. Imbalance once in a while is fine, but then if the imbalance is started to become a long term, then it creates a lot of blockage or stagnation in the flow between heaven and earth. So that's why this indigo Tai Chi was created. Many Tai Chi style also have the same philosophy. And so we pointed out all these animals to say, hey, these are the blockages. We have a blockage, four blockages on one side and the other four on the other side. That's another graph to understand two different, another concept, which is transcendence and self-mastery. I'll say more about that. So in other words, you see, you have the frog. It's a blockage about our survival, a blockage about our fear. The more you have fear, the more the energy and the very low at the Hui Yin, the lowest part of your body, which is the perineum, is blocked. And not just block, but it leak down. Whatever energy goes into there, it just leak. So it's a lost energy, wasted energy. The buffalo is the energy where it's always feeling missing, it's always or wanting more, as if there is a bit of a hole where you can just keep putting more and more, but it's never feel enough. satiable. I forgot the word about that. And then we have the crane. It's the energy of the solar plexus, where it's a lack of confidence, a lack of self-confidence, self-understanding of who we are, and so not really know well-rounded about ourselves. So we tend to be angry all the time because we just don't really know our potential, our limitation, our weakness, or our strength. So that's the crane form that helps to transform that energy here. And then the dragon and the other side, dragon and phoenix actually is two forms for the heart center, as the heart center is about our emotions. And the lack of love, the lack of self-love also, and the lack of basically love, actually, how to give out the love, how to connect with people. That's what's going on, and that's the blockage. And so the yin force will make us in a way that we just cannot open ourselves. And then we have the tiger, where it's the throat chakra, the center of energy in our neck inside. That energy is about communication and the clarity of thoughts. And so you see, with my throat here is my vocal cords, and my voice have to flow out. And so the negative energy is when we cannot communicate anymore. And communication is not just communication on its own, but it could be related to our own problems, our own self confidence. It could be because we don't feel we have enough of this or that, or our fear, or simply we cannot communicate with people. We don't make ourselves understood, and so we have this frustration, and it makes this center of energy locked. And then we cannot even speak, and when we speak, it's not even clear, and no one understands us. So that's how this energy here is negative. It does not flow. So the throat chakra it needs to be flowing all the time. Here is the butterfly. Butterfly is the third eye in some tradition, and in the yogi tradition, we say it's the sixth chakra. It's not the awakening, but it's the sense of high intuition, but also the sense of always see the goodness and the beauty, basically. And that's why we use the butterfly, because the butterfly represent beauty, and the butterfly always go to flowers, means the flower is the beauty, but also flower is the openness. And so once we always keep ourselves open, and we always see the positive in things, and beauty and potential in others, even if we recognize they may have weakness, they may have they may have bad habits, shadows and all of that, but we focus on the goodness more. The turtle is a seven, the last on the Bai Hui in the Chinese tradition, and we say the seventh chakra in the Indian tradition. And this is about the awakening, the enlightenment, the clarity of the sense of the whole universe, the oneness. And in Chinese, we say the Bai Hui. Bai is 100. Hui means gathering. So you gather all. 100 is just a metaphor of able to gather all, means completely embrace everything, the good and bad, the right and wrong, the whole universe. The ability to embrace all help us to completely transform that, and that is a state of some sort of awakening and enlightenment. But that's why we need to transform all these seven centers in us, in ourselves, in order to make it flow. So the design of this is about how we unlock all the leak or all the stagnation of all the seven centers that we have in our body, so we can go back to the state of heaven and earth, the Taichi. And then after the Taichi, which is more advanced, and we have not have a form in our system that teach us how to move from Tai Chi to Wuji. Wuji means there's no more duality, there's no more Tai Chi, but just one circle that is calm, which is emptiness. And we work a lot on that with meditation, but we're looking for forms to help supporting that kind of meditations practice. All right, so that was the first question. I went a little bit too long on that. Cowboy, are we doing the Teo Ting breathing? You can do the Teo Ting, of course, no problem. I haven't got you there yet for this, but if you like to do it, you can go ahead and do it. I'm emphasize for this time here session is 10, 15 to 20 minute max of exercise for those people who are working, who are active, who have children, who doesn't have time, or who simply lazy like me, who just want to do 15 minutes and that's it. I got my balance of practice because I have the yin and yang together, and I have the transcendence and self mastery. Well, goodbye. All right. Goodbye. Tom Cal, good morning. Let's see. Anyone else? Jabo-san, Kang-yim. This picture is opposite to the other yin yang. The opposite yin yang. I'm not sure to understand, but the black and white might be different. Yes, it could be. It could be. All right, so I want to go back a little bit. You remember when we were talking about the combination? You have the frog and the turtle as a combination of perfect combination. One is transcendence. What is transcendence about? Transcendence is about you self-transform yourself. It's about your darkness, your difficulties, your obstacles or challenges. You want to overcome it. So all these forms, the frog, buffalo, crane, and dragon, is about how you overcome, you transcend that. And the frog, I was saying, it was a fear. And the image of the frog is the bottom of the well. The well means our narrow vision, and we feel so lonely, and we feel like there is hopeless. There's no hope. We look up, the well is so high up. How can we jump out of it? And so the frog is about how we move out, how we transcend it. That's why we say the word transcending. All right? And the other side is self-mastery. Self-mastery is all those animals, all those images, symbolic animals, they master their environment. The environment of the frog, he doesn't master the well, the bottom of the well. He's just stuck. He cannot get out. So he learned how to get out. As the other side is the animal where it's free from it. Master is completely free from it. The turtle is free. He can swim into deep ocean. He's not fear of the ocean. He can swim, no problem. He can go deep without any problem. And it can also be on the earth. It can breathe on the earth. It can walk on the earth, slow, but it can. So it's a self-mastery between the two worlds. And you see the frog is so small, so that's why we say yin. Nothing about bad, but it's just a yin force. And the turtle is very strong compared to the frog, a bigger animal. And then you have the shell, very strong. So that's why we use it as a representation of the yang force. And the two opposites right there. Then now we move into the buffalo. Oops. So here, I want to give you a little bit here, and if you want to read, comparing the size, you see the size, the frog is much smaller than the turtle, hence the frog is yin and the turtle is yang. Judging their dwelling, the frog resides deep inside the yin earth, the bottom of the well. So it's considered as yin, as the turtle can live on both water and land, and it is free from its dwelling. So it's free. It can swim on the ocean and it can be on the earth. So you see this little table here, small size, big size, bound to his dwelling and free from his dwelling. So that's the concept of the two. All right. Next, we have the buffalo and the butterfly, the one that we're going to do today. Snooze off, but so we have the buffalo, huge, big animal. You see, huge, and then this animal. I don't know about what country you are, but in Vietnam, when I went to Vietnam, I still see some people using buffaloes to labor the land, and you see the buffalo is so it has that hard labor. It just keep doing it, and then every day a little bit. It takes its time to do. as the butterfly doesn't do anything, it's just so free, it just fly everywhere. It's just, and as you see the size, the butterfly is so small, but so the yin, but at the same time so light, as the buffalo so big, huge, and strong, and it has to be so steady, so opposite to each other. One, the buffalo, it had to make so much effort, as the butterfly flying all over the place, no effort. It's just so free. So you have the one that is trying to get out of the mud, keep working and getting out of the mud. The mud is all our attachment. That's the symbolic meaning of it. And so attachment and the mud is very interesting. Is when you get mud, it's not easy to clean out. You have to really wash with your soap, or you take a shower to really wash out. So it has that sense that the mud at the second chakra is like the mud. We tend to get attached to things, to everything that we have in our life, and we just cannot let go. So the form of the buffalo, in order to reverse that, in order to transform into positive the second chakra, we say we need to let go of all our attachment, push all the affliction, push all the attachment and let go. Then slowly we open it up, and then we start to see the horizon open up and wider. And the more the horizon open up, then we can see better our direction, and we can walk further and further and further. As if we are completely into the mud, we cannot even see. It's so blurry. Our eyes is completely covered by the mud. So that's the meaning. As the butterfly doesn't need to. It's even if in the form, you see in the form, you open up, and it's as if you open up the curtains. It's the opening up of the spiritual world. It's opening up of you, and you're seeing all through. See through all of this negativity, the positive, the good, the bad, the right and wrong. It doesn't really matter, but you always see the openness, you always see the beauty, you always see what's beyond all of this that we see in our life and in the world. That's those two forms right there. All right. Any questions? Các bác có câu hỏi gì không? All right. So for today, we are going to work on those two forms, about 15-20 minutes maximum. And the key of this is, first, we need to do some stretch, because the butterfly requires stretch. So I'm going to do some stretch, some series of stretch with you. And then for the buffalo, we need to really work on the breathing. In order to transform what's in here, you need to breathe very, very strong, the abdominal breathing. So I will guide you. I will add a little bit of forms here and there of movements before we actually get into the actual buffalo form. Are you ready? Yes. So let's switch to this, and I'm gonna move to the other side to go ahead and have our sessions. Something going on with the camera, but maybe we'll fix that, I think. All right, how are you doing, everyone? Encore une fois, j'ai oublié de parler français et vietnamien. Quên nói tiếng Việt và tiếng Pháp. All right, so I'm just doing a little bit of my fingers, my wrist, as you see. We have some technical issue. Technical issue means Mabel is kind of get to busy a little bit. All right. So again, you do what is needed during the time that you are actually trying to do your 10, 15, or 20-minute max exercise, and so you don't have to go through all of this. I just happen to do it as a habit, but you don't have to. So whatever you feel that you need, your body is needed at the moment, you do. In terms of joints, in terms of stretch. Okay. All right. And put down. Let's do a little bit of our knees here. Cầm hai đầu gối, les genoux. Relax your knees, thả lỏng đầu gối. Now rotate, sway. So to respond again to I forgot the name already. Reverse swing ngược lại. So this is just a special session where we do 10-15 minutes. We do an hour for the whole live session, about an hour. But when we go back to the actual practice, we do an hour and a half. But in fact, our exercise usually it takes 2 hours. Really, if we do a complete, and that's, I'm afraid to do that online, live. I don't know if you would follow us all the way for 2 hours. Reverse, swing ngược lại, inversé. The camera works, everyone? All right, let's do the chest here. Reverse, swing ngược lại, inversé. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm only moving my rib cage, and I'm not even looking up. Usually you have to look up. I've been looking to the screen, just making sure that I'm within the frame. But just make sure you move your rib cage, because we need to. This movement is about stretching the lungs and the spine, the upper spine. All right, drop down, buông tay xuống, thả lỏng. Shoulders. One of the key is that if you have little time, 10, 15, 20 minutes, is the breathing. You really need to work on the breathing strong and deep, and that really make a big difference. The form alone is good, physical for you, but the breathing is about how you really activate the internal energy. And when you combine that with the forms, because the form are designed, really designed for the 10 basic form, really designed to work on the 7 centers. Reverse, swing ngược lại, inversé. Nếu các bác chỉ có 10, 15 hoặc là 20 phút tập thể dục thôi á, thì cái quan trọng nhất là gì? Là cái hơi thở. Thở là sao? Tức là phải làm sao thở thiệt là mạnh và sâu, mà thở bụng á. Tại vì nếu mình làm cái động tác thôi á, là chỉ khỏe cho cái thân thôi, cái là cái khỏe của cái thân thể thôi. Nhưng mà nếu các bác thở thiệt là mạnh á, thì nó mới khởi động được cái năng lượng nội tại của mình. Thì cái năng lượng nó chạy, mà theo mình phối hợp với cái động tác á, thì nó làm cho cái luân xa, tức là trung tâm năng lượng á, nó mới dương hóa được. Thành là thở không cũng không có đủ. Nhưng mà let's do the neck, cái cổ. Nhưng mà động tác thôi cũng không có đủ, phải làm 2 cái. Rồi, xoay, rotate. Si vous avez juste 15-20 minutes d'exercice, le temps pour l'exercice, le plus important quand vous faites les mouvements, c'est que c'est la respiration. Il faut que vous respirez fort et profond. Si vous respirez fort et profond uniquement, c'est bien, mais c'est pas assez. Les mouvements ont été créés pour vraiment travailler sur les centres des énergies, le chakra. Inversé sur Yangala, reverse. Et les mouvements, tout seuls, ce ne sera pas assez non plus dans le sens où vous n'activez pas votre énergie interne. Donc il n'y a pas la transformation intérieure. Vous avez juste l'effet de bien-être du corps seulement. Let's do one more. Thêm lần nữa. Great. So now that's pretty much where we enter into this 15-20 minutes max. Out. In. Out. Take your time, and the idea here is to release the tension on the lower back, out, and at the same time to stretch our legs in. Curl your tongue up, only breathe with your nose. Strong breathing, in. Strong means at least you need to hear your own breath. Thở thật là mạnh và sâu. Rồi mình làm cái thế này để cho mình giãn cái dưới lưng của mình. Là số 1 và số 2 á, là cái chân của mình giãn 2 cái chân để mình chuẩn bị cái con bướm á. Bướm. Thở ra. In. Out. Donc là, on étire, on détend toutes les tensions du bas du dos. Et en même temps, on étire nos jambes pour se préparer au papillon. Inspire. Expire. Very good. In, and then now you open your legs out about twice your shoulder width. Mở hai chân ra khoảng hai cái vai, bằng hai cái vai. Hít vô. Thở ra. Relax your arms, your hands, heavy, remember? Nhớ thả lỏng bàn tay, ngón tay. Ngón tay mình nó nặng, thiệt nặng xuống. Bien détendre vos mains, vos doigts, bien ressentir la lourdeur dans vos doigts. Very good. And then now you turn to your left, xoay người qua bên trái, nguyên vòng tròn. And we keep working on stretching our legs. This time we're twisting, so when you do that, you can feel different angle of your tendon to be stretched. Out. So when you do the butterfly, you don't hurt yourself. Making sure the tendons in our legs are fully stretched. Fully means in different angles. Mình xoay như vậy để cho mình giãn thêm cái chân của mình, cái gân của cái chân của mình á, nó giãn trong cái angle khác. Như vậy khi làm theo con bướm á, khi là mình gập người xuống á, nó không có khó chịu, tại vì mình đã giãn mỗi cái angle rồi, cái phần. Let's do one more, thêm lần nữa. And reverse, xoay ngược lại, inversé. En tournant le corps de cette manière avec un grand cercle, on continue à étirer nos jambes et en fait on étire nos tendons sous un autre angle pour mieux se préparer lorsqu'on fait le papillon, lorsqu'on plie le corps vers le bas. Let's do one more, thêm lần nữa. Good. Reverse, xoay ngược lại, inversé. And then inhale up. And exhale, you open your left foot. So you stretch, inhale, exhale. Good. Coming back to the center here, put your feet parallel first and you reverse. Inhale. Exhale. In, hít vô. Thở ra, mở ra. And then you open your right foot on your ankle. Thở mạnh. Respirez profondément. Put the feet parallel, đem chân vô lại, ramenez les pieds parallèles et tout doucement revenez au centre. Unroll your spine, bring yourself up. Very good. Embrace, hít vô. And drop your hands down and let go. Step your left foot up, bước cái chân lên. Out. In. Out. In. Out. So now it's going to be very easy. The buffalo is very easy form, but what do we need to focus is the breathing. So you really need to focus on the abdominal breathing. Maximize the expansion of your abdomen as you inhale. Ready? All right, inhale. In. And you just let your arms swing. With the swinging motion, it really helps to breathe. Put the power in your breath. And you naturally contract as you go back here. So the dynamic of expansion and contract will generate that dantian, the heat at the dantian. In. Hít vô. Hít vô. Thở thiệt là mạnh mà phân bụng, hít vô. Cho cái tai của mình nó xoắn lên thôi, rồi trở lại, hít vô. This is just a prep of the buffalo. And you don't need to worry about how right or wrong you do the form. We're not into the form yet. And even if you go lower, even better. Can you feel it? Of course, relax your palms, your hands, fingers. Heavy, heavy. Thiệt là nặng bàn tay, ngón tay. Lúc mà mình thở mạnh như vậy. Bien respirer fort et profond. Đổi chân, bước lên, step up. Mabel, the camera. Bien respirer fort, profond. Bien relâcher les mains et les doigts. And then now I need you to focus on make your hands more gentle in the movement. Even if you swing, they are gentle. Làm sao cho cái bàn tay á, nó rất là nhẹ. Cái động tác của tay của mình nó nhẹ. Nó xoang quăng lên nhưng mà nó mạnh, nhưng mà nó nhẹ. Thật ra cảm nhận cái sự nhẹ nhàng. Feel that gentleness. Even if you have this kind of fast motion. Ressentez la douceur des bras, des mains. Même si la balance est dans une sorte de force. So one more. And step out, back. And now buffalo. Lengthening your breath. Kéo dài hơi thở. Étirez, allongez votre souffle. All the focus at your navel. Step up, bước lên. Keep your arms, your hands totally relaxed and gentle. Giữ tay, cánh tay, bàn tay thiệt là thư giãn, nhẹ. Gardez les bras, les mains complètement détendus. Mouvement doux, léger. Step back and reverse buffalo. Step up, bước lên. At this stage, you should feel full of energy in your abdomen. Trong giai đoạn này mình cảm nhận đầy năng lượng trong cái vùng bụng, cái đan điền. La partie du ventre, le tantien, devrait être remplie d'énergie. Let's do one more. And step back to here. And then inhale. Exhale, butterfly. In. From the strong force and the energy you emmagazine, you stored from the Dantian now, transform into this very soft and very bright type of energy. In. See how the wings open very gently, and out, how you actually open up the spiritual world. In. Out. In. Out. All right, let me teach you something. Keep moving. Inhale, you bring in all in here, as if you bring all the energy, everything, good, bad, and then now you stretch out with gentleness. But when you stretch out, you have to think of that line, vertical line, horizontal line that is perfectly aligned, parallel with the ground. And if you do lose balance, you can put your feet back on the ground. But the line in your head remains. So the line, the horizontal line that is hovering over on top of the earth is still in your mind. Bring in and out. The whole body has to be relaxed when you stretch out. And that's how you can create that line. So if you lose balance and you cannot make yourself relax, put your foot on the ground. Keep your body and your arms relaxed and your legs down and relax like this. So you push out and you can bring it down if you lose balance or it's too much for you. In. Out. In. Out. Relax. In and step back, and I'm going to adjust myself just to make sure that we still within the frame. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. It's going to be the last. Step in, book yo, out, drop. Embrace and let go. Relax your body. Catch your breath. Hoàn toàn thư giãn cho cái hơi thở từ từ đều hòa lại. Détendez votre corps. Prenez votre souffle. Focus at the navel, tập trung vào trong cái rốn. Placez votre attention sur le nombril. Feel the inner peace, the serenity. Cảm nhận cái sự tĩnh lặng, an bình nội tại. Ressentez une sensation de paix intérieure, de sérénité. Affirm, I am peaceful. I am serene. Tôi tĩnh lặng và tôi thanh tịnh. Je suis en paix et je suis serein. Open your eyes, mở mắt ra. Ouvrez les yeux, les mains, mở bàn tay, embrace, and let go. All right, how do you feel? Do you have any questions? Any questions, Mabel? No questions? Các bác có câu hỏi không? Est-ce que vous avez des questions? I'm sweating a lot. So basically, this form is really good in a way. This combination is really good in a way that one side you are really bring all the energy at this belly region here. So you work on the breathing. And so the form that I'm doing with you, this is really to prep. This is part of one of the breakdown. The reason why the breakdown was designed that way is really to emphasize on building up this abdominal breathing to build up the generated energy in here. Once you have that, then have you realized that when you do the actual buffalo form, the breathing actually stretch out even more? So first you need to have that power of abdominal breathing with the specific breakdown form right there. And then the second is you expand, you lengthen, you maximize your breath as you do the form. And the reason is it's very simple. Simple because when you extend your arms like this, then you kind of lift up a little bit more your rib cage, you give more space, and the lungs can actually breathe even deeper. And then the next form is the reverse buffalo. And so when you do the first one, you lengthen and you pretty much maximize it. So try to focus in a way that you maximize your breath until you cannot breathe in more. What happens is when you do the reverse buffalo, then because the motion of swinging up forward is faster, then there's no time to think. There's no time for the body to adjust or to control the movement, the motion. So naturally, it just try its best to open up in one stroke the lungs, and so it actually go beyond what you are able to. The maximize is going even beyond. Not much, but a little bit more. So your breath is actually slightly deeper than the regular form of the buffalo. What does that do? It's like stretching. Every day you stretch, you go to the maximum, but then every day you keep doing it and it stretch out, and then suddenly you find that you are more flexible. You can split. One day you can split. Same for your lungs. We are stretching our lungs and opening a new area so you can actually breathe even deeper in the future. So you really open up that rib cage, and so your lungs have the full to the fullest of its capacity of breath. And the more you breathe, remember, breathing is life. So the more you bring the life energy in, the more you become very strong in you. All right. cái con trâu nó rất là hay, tại vì lúc mà mình làm như vậy cái quan trọng là gì, làm sao mà tạo cái năng lượng trong cái vùng bụng, rồi cuối cùng là cái đan điện của mình, cái rúng. Nhưng mà làm sao thì mình có một cái breakdown thôi. Đúng ra con trâu là có 3-4 breakdown, thì cái này chỉ một cái breakdown, chọn một cái thôi là làm cái động tác này. Thì lúc mình buông làm như vậy nhớ phải làm buông cái tay á, thì như vậy nó mới thở mạnh vô được. Mình phải có cái sức mạnh hít vô phần bụng, từ từ đến tạo ra. Cái đó là rất là tốt rồi. Số 2 á, là làm sao thở nó được sâu, thật sâu. Thật ra con trâu thường á, nó giúp mình giãn cái hơi thở thiệt là sâu tới cái chỗ là mình gọi là maximum của mình. Thì khi mình làm như vậy á, cái tay đẩy ra thì nó giữ một chút cái khoảng cách mô của mình, thành ra phổi của mình nó có chỗ để thở sâu cho nó maximum. Rồi, tốt, rất là tốt. Phần số 3 là gì? Là mình làm thấy con trâu nghịch. Thì con trâu nghịch á, mình phải làm như vậy nên mau mà không có được căng cái tay nó phải thư giãn. Thì như vậy á, cái thân mình không có thời gian để suy nghĩ, thành ra lúc mà mình hít vô như vậy á, thì nó sẽ thở maximum, tại nó quen rồi vì cái con trâu thuận. Nhưng mà khi mình làm như vậy nghịch á, tự nhiên á, là nó sẽ maximize thêm nữa, tức là cái phần mà không bao giờ thở thêm nữa là mình thở thêm được. Một tí thôi, không cần nhiều, mà mỗi ngày mình làm như vậy á, từ từ hai cái phổi của mình nó sẽ mở ra. Nó phải mở ra sao? Nó tăng ra cái khả năng thở hơn nữa. Thành ra cái ribcage, cái hồi cặp mông có thể nó open up chút, tại vì nó sẽ dẻo hơn chút cái phần dưới, rồi nó tự nhiên nó bung ra, nó mở ra. Ngộ lắm. Thật ra cái hơi thở mà càng ngày càng sâu, mà thở sâu rất là quan trọng, tại vì càng sâu á, thì cái tâm thức của mình á, nó mới vô sâu được. Ok? Respiration. La première étape de cette combinaison, c'est le buffle. L'importance du buffle, c'est vraiment générer cette énergie au niveau du ventre, le Tantien. Pour ce faire, avant de faire le buffle, parfois notre respiration n'est pas encore puissante. Donc pour avoir cette puissance, on a ce mouvement de préparation. Breakdown, c'est-à-dire un mouvement décomposé avant qu'on travaille la forme finale. Donc, avec cette forme décomposée, en fait, on se focalise sur la puissance de la respiration. Elle n'est pas forcément profonde, pas encore, mais il faut essayer de travailler de manière profonde, même si ce n'est pas encore le cas. Donc, respiration abdominale pour approfondir la respiration. Mais ce qui est intéressant, c'est quand on passe au mouvement du buffle, le buffle en lui-même, tout d'un coup, la respiration s'approfondit, s'élargit, elle est beaucoup plus, elle est maximisée, c'est ce qu'on veut dire. C'est-à-dire qu'elle est pleine. Vous arrivez à votre capacité maximale. Très bien. Une fois que vous faites le buffle normal, eh bien on passe au buffle inversé. Ce qui est intéressant avec le buffle inversé, si vous détendez bien les bras et dans ce mouvement rapide, le corps n'a pas le temps de réfléchir, eh bien il va respirer, les poumons vont se remplir complètement de manière maximale comme le buffle normal, mais en plus de ça, il va s'étirer un peu plus. Donc on va au-delà de notre capacité maximale. On fait un petit peu tous les jours et tout d'un coup, après plusieurs mois, après 3, 6 mois, 1 an, 2 ans, notre capacité de respiration respiratoire a changé, s'approfondit encore plus. Et rappelez-vous que la respiration, c'est la vie. Donc, approfondir notre souffle va nous permettre aussi d'approfondir notre mentalité, notre état d'esprit. Okay? Première étape. Deuxième étape, avec toute cette énergie, eh bien, on transforme cette énergie en une énergie qui est beaucoup plus douce, qui est en fait pas douce, mais qui est dans cette sensation d'ouverture. Donc, vous voyez, les mains, elles s'ouvrent. Donc, cette énergie, c'est comme si de cette énergie qu'on a renforcée, tout d'un coup, elle devient comme si, tout d'un coup, tout l'univers. Vous voyez, on ouvre complètement. Et on ramène, encore une fois, comme si on ramène tout, mais dans ce mouvement où on ramène tout, en fait, on ramène tout les centres d'énergie, tout est refocalisé, même au niveau du bas, c'est-à-dire le pied, l'obscurité, on ramène tout et on a cette capacité de exposer tout en douceur, sans peur et tout en parfait équilibre, parfaitement parce qu'on a cette sagesse d'accepter, de comprendre et de simplement pardonner aussi tous les défauts, toutes les choses de la vie. On a déjà tout vu. Du coup, on a cette légèreté d'observation, cette légèreté de compréhension, d'empathie. Next step is wonderful. After you have all this wonderful energy you gather in, now with the butterfly, from the gather to suddenly it becomes something else. The motion is very soft, but the energy is not soft. It's not the softness. It may be soft, but it's not the feeling of it. The feeling is that it's boom, bursts out the openness, as if you're opening up the whole new world. You see, a whole new world that you cannot imagine, and that world is openness. That's why the arms stretching out to signify the infinite, the boundlessness of the openness. There's no boundary. The spiritual world, the inner world is boundless. You cannot imagine it. We have our body, is that body here is limited. But inside of the spiritual world is just unbelievable, inconceivable. So this is what it's signifying. But you need to have so much energy to be aware of this around it. And very interesting is why you have to be so relaxed here. This is how you're opening up, this is the critical part of the butterfly. This is when you say, I am opening up my wisdom. I am wisdom. I am the sagesse. Means that you see how you bring all the energy here, but actually you're bringing all the 7 centers, all the 7 chakra, all together, all this stagnation that you have, all of that fear, all of those negativities, all the goodness also, and also all the bottom here. The bottom is what? Is the subconsciousness. You bring all into one point, and from that one point, you accept all. And then once you have that acceptance, you fly over, and you see how the body is relaxed and so stable. Stable and balanced means you have the maturity, you have the understanding, you have seen in the world, and so you can stay in balance with the world, with the earth, without any fear, any judgment, any emotions that make you flip. You are completely in line with what it is. Whatever you just contemplate, observe, accept, and forgive. And that's why we say expose all the blind spots, expose all of it. And then even the word expose itself, it has that notion of exposing. It's not something that you have to bring out. You just completely expose out. It's here. It is. Here I am. And yes, I still have some mistakes. I still have a lot of mistakes and all of that. But I'm not affected at all anymore. Not affected, and I keep trying to change myself so I can keep myself balanced and benefit the world around me. All right, and bring that goodness out. Còn sau cái con trâu á, thì là mình vào trong cái thời con bướm là sao? Là cái năng lượng mình tạo ra rồi ấy, bây giờ làm sao nó buông để mình nhận thì cái vũ trụ, mình gọi là cái thế giới tâm luân á, là cái gì? Là cái sự khai mở vô tận vô biên. Thành ra khi nào mình mở ra như vậy á, cái tai nó giãn ra tới đây luôn á. Cái này mình gọi là vô tận vô biên, không có nó vô hạn, nó không có cái limitation của nó. Thành ra mình mở cái thế giới tâm linh mà mình mở ra, tức là cái nhìn của mình nó mở ra. You see here, this is your eyes and this is your view. It's a small view here, but then suddenly the view open up. So you have to look to the direction of your hands, and I'm so aware of how it opened up, and I can see right here the tip of my fingers, so it's open up to the boundlessness. Thành mình mở cái tay ra để đến khi là mở ra đến cái phần mình gọi là vô tận vô biên. Và ở đây là vẫn nhìn được hai cái ngón tay hai bên như vậy, mở ra như vậy. Thì khi mở ra như vậy á, rồi theo cái tâm thức mình khai mở, đem tất cả mọi chuyện tốt xấu, tất cả cái năng lượng nó vô lại một chỗ, rồi mình buông ra, mình phơi trần đêm mù, tức là phơi hết luôn. từ hết 7 cái, nhưng mà từ cái điểm mùi ở dưới, cái tiềm ý thức của mình ở dưới cũng giãn ra, nhưng mà cái người của mình nó rất là cân bằng. Cân bằng là sao? Tức là mình đã thấy tất cả mọi chuyện rồi, mình không bị ảnh hưởng nữa. Chuyện gì, chuyện nhỏ, chuyện lớn hay gì, tất cả chuyện gì là cũng chuyện nhỏ thôi. Đó là cái con bướm. Alright, Mabel, what's going on? Any questions? Let me go over. Alright. This picture opposite. Do we go back to 90-minute class next week? We are going to do all the pair first. So I want to give it for those people who have asked me about the short exercise, so they can do it at home when they don't have the time, and they can still have the balance between the two forms, the yin and the yang, and then eventually we will go back to 90 minutes. I'm sorry if you don't, this doesn't fit you. You can still watch the other videos that we still have online if you don't want to follow this type of exercise. Thank you. Too short. All right, too short. Then do some more if you do have time. Detailed explanation. Jack Yingwing, thank you. This educational session. Very good. Forgotten. Okay, Tom. Thank you, Tom. It's wonderful performance. Your body is in a straight line. Okay. All right. Any other questions or any? All right. Time's over. You can do a meditation if you like to, but for now, I think we're good for today, right? Các bác không có câu hỏi gì hả các bác? No more questions? All right. So let's resume Friday, and Friday we are going to the combination of the crane and the tiger. Crane and tiger we have for this Friday. Chúc các bác một ngày vui vẻ, rồi mình sẽ gặp lại thứ Sáu, mình sẽ làm con hạt và thấy con cọp, hai cái combination. Je vous dis à très bientôt, passez une très belle journée et on se revoit vendredi, sinon demain avec Ivy. And you can always have the class with Ivy tomorrow. Ngày mai có cái lớp về